Hello, I'm Nathan Chisholm, and this is a demo of my follicle joint rigging tool for Maya. So I built this so that it can dock into the Maya interface. First, the top section of the UI, split into two sections, which is probably easier to see this out. First section is for the creation of follicle joints in setup. Second is more for navigating it, working with it for driven keys and the likes of that sort of thing. So, creation, I'll set up a constraint noob surface. So it works with both noobs and on meshes. Give it some shape. So create follicle, single follicle is create single follicle. There's four types of follicle which it supports. Follicle joint, it's pretty much follicle plus a joint. Follicles come from the dynamic here part of Maya, but people often use them for Maya ribbon rigging, that kind of thing. So I've adjusted them slightly if I show the outliner. It's using native nodes, but I've put a joint under a follicle and the attributes that drive the follicle with parameters. I've put both the parameters which set the initial position of the follicle along the surface, U and V, using UVs if it's a mesh, but also offsets, which add an offset to that, which is a finer adjustment, the 10th of the number, so you can more accurately position the follicle on the mesh, and also these are for driven keys, you can zero them and it goes back to its proper position. So that's standard joint type, it's got straight joint under a follicle. The other types, if I create some standard one again, just use the offsets to show them. Reverse, so this has the follicle shape under the joint instead of under the transform, but still drives the transform. Plain follicle is just standard follicle. And follicle joint is the most basic version of it, where it's follicle shape under a joint. One of them has these offsets and parameters. Even the follicle one, it's on the follicle transform. So you can easily select in the viewport and shift its position. Now with these I can demonstrate these helper tools. The main selects whichever object has got the offset, which is generally whichever one gets selected anyway. Top nodes is whatever's highest in hierarchy for parenting or deletion. Joints is joints, which in this case, the follicle doesn't have one, so it gets deselected. And follicles is the follicle shape itself, which it does have a lot of attributes that you don't use for just sliding on the surface, but seems to run fast enough in most scenes. You can also freeze the offsets so that these are values which what's the main. The values and offsets can be put into the parameters to be its default position by freezing the offsets, which means if I offset these to other positions, zero those, it would go back to the position that I put them in using offsets. Okay, next section, so names. It uses that name when it creates things, but you can also give it another name. Rename them. It doesn't matter which part of these you select, it treats them all the same, it treats the whole follicle joint setup as one object. So auto name is the next part, which is best displayed with grid. So I'll get rid of these ones. Grid creation is as you'd expect with any grid creation, the default here thing uses a similar method, saying how many along the U direction, how many in the V direction, and whether it's on the edge or in the middle. So this might be what you'd use in a normal ribbon setup. And you can type whatever number. Oops. That's all on the edges. Now, start with a simple number. Right, so for auto name, this uses that name but also adds left and right based on where it sits on the surface UVs. So the UV value the U value of 0.5 is aligned down there, left is that side, right is the other side, middle is within a small margin of the centre. Yeah. You can change the left and right names. It's fairly self-explanatory. They don't have to do the same amount of letters as each other. Joint radius is straight. Joint radius of the joints created. Duplicate. It creates, using the same UV values and offset values, another joint, follicle joint. But it uses a type that's decided here. So you can duplicate these as, for example, plain follicles. That will duplicate them, but in a different type, using the name up there. So mirror, may as well use these ones. Creates, for left it creates right and vice versa, if it doesn't exist already. So, that makes it move in the opposite direction. But if you'd done it just by renaming them, then they wouldn't mirror each other. So you can make them mirror each other by offset values. Actually, first we'll demonstrate straight offset value thing. If you shift one, mirror the offset, and it mirrors it to the left or right mirror. If you mirror driver ratios as well, it mirrors the amount that the offset affects the parameter. In case of mirroring, it makes it go backwards, so that you get this mirroring effect when you move both at once. So let's duplicate mirror as offset driver, and it's a useful thing where you can make one sliding, affect other ones around it. So you could say these three get affected by that one's offset. Click that, and it sets the offset of those to be, in this case, 0.5 of the offset of this one. Yeah. Switch surface, we get to more complicated operations. Stick a NURBS sphere and a polygon torus, just because they're good shapes for doing them with. So you can select all these joints. You can select follicle ones because they're selection priority in Maya. If I say switch surface using closest points, then it will find the closest points on this sphere to where the ones on here were, and stick them there. If I say don't use closest points, it uses the UV values, which on the sphere will be different to how they are on the plane, but that's how it does it. And that works for both NURBS and for polygons. Either way. So, closest point creation is much the same sort of thing. It just uses any point in world space, and you can create follicles at the closest points. It's using plain follicles. We'll switch it back to the standard. So if you select two surfaces, you have to be careful which order you select them in, because it takes the first object selected as being the surface. So it's using this origin of that as the closest point on that. You can also use vertexes. Let's go for vertexes, I'll use this one. Yeah. Vertexes on there and create follicles, it will create closest point, follicle joints that are the closest points to those CVs. So that's all the basics of the tool. Hide all that stuff. Get rid of it. Yeah, as an example I made yesterday just to quickly demonstrate it. This is the head of Centel free Blender character. So for making the mouth, I've got, I guess I don't need that for showing this. So you've got this skeleton sort of surface behind the physical skin of the character, which the skin ultimately slides on this. So it's done in a couple of layers. First it's got bunch of follicles that just sit on that jaw surface using all the things previously mentioned, offsets driving each other and things. This skins this lip pitch, which is the amount of CVs to sort of match those joints. And then there's a whole bunch of follicles stuck on that to match the positions of the actual mesh. So yeah, if I show joints you can see them all. Which ultimately means that all these vertices stretch like the nerve stretching to fit the shape of the underlying surface, which makes a fairly easy way to get fairly realistic movement without any blend shapes or anything. Seeing the patches come through there, but you hide those. So, but I didn't quite do the skeleton in the best way, but this is just a quick example. So this was, the only skinning done was taking the weight off the upper and lower, putting it into the jaw and stuff. So the actual lips I didn't do any really extra skinning stuff too. I could do to make it a little bit better. I also did two versions of the lip patch, one which is an open mouth, so when the jaw opens the bottom stays with the bottom, the upper stays with the upper, and one that stretches between them so they can blend between the two on that lip patch. You can see it's just jaw moving the lower half of one of these lip patches. They can blend between closed mouth and open mouth. So yeah, that's an example of what you can do. You can make that sort of thing. If you split the blend into lots of things, you can make sticky lip sort of effect. Instead of just having one blend between closed and open. Thanks for watching.